Guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. We've got another weekend roundup for you today, sponsored by Tribal Beast Fitness and Warpath Godwear. Both fall under the same umbrella of workout apparel, high quality stuff. Really recommend. Links will be down in the description below. I'm solo today. It's all right. Got Junior's off honeymooning and doing other things. So congratulations to him. And John is unavailable today, which is all right. But we're going to start off with the Bundesliga and my beloved Borussia Dortmund, who I swear have given me a heart attack and taken 5 years off my life. End-to-end game, 4-3 winners in the end for Dortmund. We conceded early, another giveaway. I don't know. It's kind of watching Dortmund is a little bit of a weird one because I love watching us attacking, and then defensively I'm just left scratching my head all the time. I think Guerrero, beautiful free kick, but gave the ball away for the first goal, and then just really end-to-end stuff, right? For the neutral, it's great fun to watch, and it's what you'd hope for, right? 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, and then 4-3 finally at the end for Dortmund. But I don't know, it based on the balance of play, like we had 58% of the ball, had a couple more shots, right? We had the goal called back right before halftime, and then Leverkusen went up the other end and scored. I don't know, happy we got the win. We needed those 3 points after dropping points match day 2 to Freiburg. But looking at our goal differential for the season, right? 13 goals for in 4 games is great, but 9 conceded puts us near the bottom defensively. So hopefully that'll change when Hummels gets back. We signed Pongracic on loan from Wolfsburg, and so he played pretty well in my opinion, but some defensive cover is definitely needed. Moving on to Bayern Leipzig, which was the other big game in the Bundesliga this weekend. Bayern, very convincing, 4-1 winners. Conrad Leimer with the wonder goal, but obviously it wasn't enough. They run out Musiala again, just proving every game in, game out, that he's the real deal. I know in America it just takes one game for people to be like, oh, he's the next whoever, but he's been showing it consistently for the last year and some change. So I think he's definitely one to watch for the future, if not now. And they're just Bayern at the end of the day, right? Like RB Leipzig outpossessed them, which for Bayern is not rare. But Jesse Marsch has his work cut out for him. I still think they'll be fine though, right? They've out of 4 games, they've only taken 1 win, but their goal difference is pretty much even. And that includes the 4-1 loss to Bayern. So I think they'll be okay. I really do. And kind of moving on from there, we've got Wolfsburg, who are sitting at top of the table, and they've been convincing, right? They haven't really played like they've played Leipzig, but besides that, they've just been super consistent. Lots of one. Let me just double check this. Yeah, so they beat Leipzig 1-0, lots of 2-1s, 1-0s, 2-0s. Not the most exciting, but they're solid defensively, super solid defensively, and that'll take them far. I don't think they'll be first come the end of the season, but you never know, really. You never know. I don't know. We'll see. They've only conceded 1 goal in 4 games, so that bodes well. Mine's pretty much the same, to be honest, and I believe their 1 loss was to Wolfsburg, if I'm not mistaken. No, who did they lose to? Bochum. Weird hiccup there, because they beat Leipzig the first game of the season. So they're sitting in 4th, and I think come the end of the season, I don't think they'll be up there either. But you never know, right? Like the 1-0 win against Leipzig. Leipzig didn't have a lot of their players, right, coming back from international duty, all sorts of things like that. So it's easy to write that one off, and I don't know. We'll see. I think come Christmas time, we'll see Bayern kind of at the end of the table, like top of the table, probably 5 or 8 points clear. And then that 2nd through 6th will be very tight, I think. And that's kind of what I think we'll be looking at towards Christmas time. Mönchengladbach finally gets back on track, 3-1 win. I think they'll be up fighting for top four come the end of the season. They have not started off great. Obviously, all these teams have new coaches, right? There's the musical chairs of Bundesliga coaches this offseason, but I think towards the end of the season, you'll start to see all this stuff the table will kind of look as you'd expect, I would say. Moving on to the Premier League, Ronaldo's return. Wild, crazy scenes. I heard from Mark Ogden and some of the guys at ESPN who were at Old Trafford that atmosphere was like one they've never seen before. Ronaldo gets on the score sheet twice. Bruno Fernandes, incredible goal. Jesse Lingard gets on the score sheet at the end. Another really well-worked goal. I want to pump the brakes a little bit on this because not that Newcastle are bad, but it's easy to play with one defensive midfielder against a team like Newcastle when you're Manchester United, when you have all that much of the ball. So I don't think we really learned anything from this game. It's good that Ronaldo gets off the mark in his first game. And Varane obviously looks good. Luke Shaw looks good, right? All these guys. Sancho still needs to find his feet. I did think it was good that Donny van de Beek came on. I think he's underrated as a player. I really like him as a player. I don't think he gets enough minutes, and I think he could be that. He could be another central midfield piece that kind of gives some balance to the team. But we'll see. I think Ole's got a good problem on his hands, right? Too many very high quality attackers, right? Obviously, Edinson Cavani, not even on the bench today. Martial, Lingard, Sancho, Rashford when he comes back as well. Ronaldo, obviously, Greenwood. So all these guys, right, are super high quality, and he's got a good problem on his hands. It's just going to be finding the right balance, right? He can't rotate just for rotation's sake. He's got to find that setup that's going to work for him, for them, and carry them forward. But I think they're genuine title contenders. I really do at this point. Manchester City 1-0 win against Leicester. Bernardo Silva getting on the score sheet. I think it was really a very City-like performance, right? 61% of the ball, 25 shots, 8 on target. And that's just kind of what they do. They just pass you to death and make a goal, right? If in these games where the opposition is super organized, right? Obviously, they'll blow teams out of the water. Like they blew Norwich out and they beat somebody else 5-0. I forgot who it was. Arsenal. But against a team like Leicester, super well organized, got pace on the counter, all sorts is kind of what they do. They don't let you get chances because they have the ball the whole time. And if you don't have the ball, you can't score. And it's kind of just right. People, they don't. Do they need a striker? They don't need a striker in this instance. No, they've got enough quality up front in the attacking midfield roles and Gundogan coming from deep as well, that I think, I don't know, they're not going to run away with it this year, but they still definitely have a chance. Leicester, I think, I don't really know that they would have expected to win this game. They weren't blown out by any stretch of the imagination, right? Obviously, 2 wins, 2 losses from 4 games. I think they'll find themselves back up in top 6, 7 come the end of the season. So I like Brendan Rodgers. I like the squad they have. They're easy to root for as a neutral, in my opinion, anyways. Crystal Palace beating Spurs 3-0. It was 0-0 when Tanganga gets sent off. Shortly afterwards, Zaha penalty. Edouard comes on. New signing from Celtic, 2 goals in his debut. And that just kind of showed, I think, for me, they started off the season with 3 1-0 wins, and I think it just kind of showed for me that those wins were not necessarily overperforming, but they weren't. Eventually, they were going to lose, right? And I think this is kind of what that showed. Crystal Palace, I think they look good, right? They're always going to be one of those teams that's tough to play against. Zaha and Edouard up top, they cause trouble, and if you're not focused and compact defensively, they can hurt you. And I think that's what we saw today. Obviously, they were man down, but still, they'll cause some teams some trouble that on paper they shouldn't. I think, and always makes an interesting watch for them. Arsenal get their first win of the season at Norwich. I think 1-0 win. You'd hope for more from a club as big as Arsenal against a newly promoted side, but given the way they started the season, I think the 3 points is really all you can hope for there. Did it save Arteta's job? Maybe. Who knows? Not quite sure. I think given the players that they signed, they're viewing this as a long-term project, right? They signed, I think, 6 or 7 players, all under the ages of 23. I think they're viewing this as long-term. So if Arteta has the board's backing, pending results, I think he has till Christmas, maybe, unless they just by Thanksgiving time they're last in the table or in the relegation zone. I think then he has to go. But hopefully they give him some time. Hopefully he views it as a long-term project and he can kind of shape the team the way they want. I think with the signing of Tomiyasu that they're going to go and end up in a back three at some point. It seems how Arteta wants to play. I think he loves Tierney on the left and he wants his wingers to kind of get inside and play almost as inside forwards, not kind of like wingers / number 10 roles. And then he's got the central midfielders to be that engine, Thomas Partey and what's his name? I'm gonna butcher his name. Let me go look. The Belgian guy that they signed this offseason. Let me go look. Lakanga. Yeah, I think they've got the workhorses to do it, and then they need another wing back or two. But the left back they signed from Portugal is good cover for Tierney. Tierney's obviously quality, and then they've got Aubameyang and Lacazette, who I don't know on paper, and they show up sometimes. They're good players, but we'll see. West Ham 0-0. Mikel Antonio gets a red card at the end, kind of a frustration type foul. Shows a little bit of their vulnerabilities, right? Southampton, if they're really going to challenge for that sort of top 6, that's a game that they should be winning. Didn't win it, but didn't lose either. So we'll see. Good for Southampton to pick up a point there. Chelsea beating Aston Villa 3-0. Saul on his debut didn't look up to it, did he? That's all right. He'll get used to it. He's a quality player. He showed us in the Champions League time and time again. So you don't become a star for a Diego Simeone and Atletico Madrid if you're not quality. So I'm not worried about that. He'll get used to it. It'll be no problem. Lukaku, brace. I don't know. Chelsea, another title contender. If they're playing, man, and the other thing they've got is they've got backup in every position. Left wing back, Alonso, Chilwell. Right wing back, Hudson-Odoi if he plays there. Reece James, Aspi if he plays there. Back three, Rudiger, Silva, Chalobah, Christensen, Aspi again if he plays there. Central midfield, Conte, Saul, Kovacic, Jorginho. And then those front three, Werner, Lukaku, Havertz, Ziyech, Pulisic, right? Hudson-Odoi can play up there as well. Mason Mount, of course. They're good. Thomas Tuchel's built a really, really well-balanced squad, and I think that they'll be up there come the end of the season. And then Everton getting the win today is good to get the 3 points against Burnley, team that's always tough to play against. And then last but not least for the Premier League, Liverpool 3-0 win against Leeds. Should have been a gazillion more. First want to shout out Harvey Elliott. That ankle break was horrible. Saw it live. Didn't want to see it again. Feel horrible for the youngster. He's only 18. Bright future ahead of him. Hopefully, given the modern science and the medical sort of advancements we've made, he'll be back sooner rather than later. Not sure what the exact diagnosis is, but wish him all the best for sure. And yeah, not much else to be said really regarding that one. Kind of overshadowed Salah getting his 100th Premier League goal, but I don't know. It's one of those games where great results and then it's overshadowed by something that you don't really want to see. So I'll leave it there for that game. Moving on to the La Liga for the last two, for the two big boys. Real Madrid 5-2 winners out at Celta Vigo. Vinicius getting on the score sheet, Benzema hat trick, Camavinga scoring on his debut. Can't really ask for much more than that from a Real Madrid point of view. Maybe keeping a clean sheet would have been great, but I think they're doing well. They're doing well, and you can't really ask for much more from that point of view. Barcelona, their game against Sevilla postponed. They didn't play. We'll see how that goes. And Atletico Madrid winning at the end again. It's kind of the luck of champions. They win in the 9th minute of stoppage time, which is just nuts. So I don't know. They pulled one out before the international break, and they've done it again. So maybe that's a sign of things to come. Who knows? All right, with that, I will wrap this weekend roundup up. Really appreciate all your support. If you're enjoying if you're enjoying the content, please remember to subscribe, like, and comment. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.